Welcome back to the Baha FloHoops Summer League for Cincinnati. Its second and final game here in the Caribbean, fresh off an impressive victory yesterday over the Victoria Vikes, taking on the Calgary Dinos here in their final exhibition. And it is great to have you with us, Chris Sylvester, Chad Brendel from BearcatJournal.com. And hey, why not? Early August, let's talk Cincinnati hoops for the next couple hours.
I'm down. Let's go. Get an interesting change today. The second unit going for the Bearcats here out of the gate.
What were your initial impressions yesterday? Obviously, you've been to a ton of practices under Jared Calhoun, inter squads, but to see these guys go up against somebody else, what was it like from your perspective?
Really impressed with the defense yesterday. I mean, that's a Victoria team that can score the basketball. They didn't cross the 20-point mark until there was a minute left in the first half, and there you see the first turnover of the day created by the Bearcats.
And it leads to a Fleming and one. The Kai Fleming transfer from Georgia Tech with a chance at three.
Jared Calhoun told me after the game yesterday that a Kai Fleming over the last 10 days to 2 weeks has made more improvement than anyone else on his roster. And I thought you saw that yesterday. 8 assists, no turnovers for a Kai Fleming yesterday.
It was a 110-63 win for Cincinnati. And of course, this game initially was scheduled to be played on Sunday, but Bearcats had a world of adventure on their way down to the Bahamas as Gabe Vig hits from the outside to pull even early.
And I think you could see a little bit of that at the end of the game yesterday. Those travel issues kind of show up in the legs of Cincinnati. Didn't maybe look as fresh in the final 10 minutes as they did over the first 30. It'll be interesting to see their energy levels today.
Bearcats shot it at 52% from the field yesterday, 10 made threes, and plus 14 on the glass as that's turned over. Calgary playing its second D1 opponent, faced off against Arkansas yesterday and got off to a similar start. Jared Calhoun not happy with what he saw from that unit for a minute plus.
Gave the second unit a chance. Said, okay, we want to be fair and equitable here at Baha Mar. 74 seconds in. Said, okay, starters, get in the game. Come on, guys.
Bearcats had a number of guys in double figures yesterday. MJ Collins led them with 15 points. Elamine had 14. Miles Colvin had a dozen. Travion Carson, the North Dakota State transfer, hit some threes down the stretch, wound up with 11. 10 points apiece for Mahaffey and Alan Spack. Elijah Perryman also chipped in with 11. And of course, Cincinnati without a pretty big piece, and Tylen Riley, who's recovering, was kind enough to join us yesterday. Great to learn a little more about his basketball background. He's a fun dude, having a good time watching his teammates, and obviously a young man that carries a lot of confidence and is hopeful he'll impact this program and help them win some games when he does get healthy and back out there.
As we saw yesterday, probably the biggest personality on the team. Big smile, very engaging. Just a kid that's had kind of a slow burn. You don't see that everything's expected to happen fast in today's world. Started at a lower level, went to Tulsa last year and really popped off, and now he's going to get his chance at Cincinnati once he comes back from the thumb injury.
It was interesting hearing him talk about the role he was expecting to play when he transferred to Tulsa, maybe a backup, and wound up winning a starting job there and put up some great numbers.
And you can see it. We've seen it in practice as he's gotten more and more comfortable. The ability he plays with, and really his, he gets downhill aggressively, gets to the free throw line. The defense is not as crisp, though, as we saw to start the game yesterday.
I will say, Calgary did get off to a similar start against Arkansas. We have seen some of these Canadian teams hang around with these Division I U.S. programs about 10, 12 minutes into the game before things really start to separate. And
Yeah.
look, I mean, we're less than 2 minutes in here, but if Cincinnati wanted a little more competition today after a 50-plus point victory yesterday, they might get it.
Look, 3 ball's the great equalizer. You come out and you knock down your first 2 threes and then get a chance to go to the line on a over-aggressive closeout. Now you're up 6. Not even 2 minutes into the game, and Cincinnati's turned it over a couple times.
Gabe Vig of Calgary with a pair of threes, and there's Miles Colvin knocking one in. Saw that a lot in practice leading up to these exhibition games.
Over 70% in 5-on-5 action throughout the entire June and July workout period. So he is a guy that's been shooting it at a very high level. Didn't have the stroke yesterday. That one was extra smooth coming out of his hands.
Chijoki hits the sidestep 3, and Calgary on an early game heater here at Baha Mar.
That's how upsets happen, Chris. Just knock down the 3, and they've taken good looks from 3 as well.
Hastings connects.
I wouldn't expect to see a lot of that this year, but they have been encouraging him to take the open ones, and there you see why.
You can make a few open ones. You have to at least put it on the opponent's scouting report. Dollywall steps into one. Calgary finally misses, but they do collect an offensive rebound. Quick trigger, corner tray, another miss. Collins flashes the leather. Tejada lets it fly and sticks the 3. Cincinnati has pulled even. They've hit 3 threes themselves.
Hot to start for a team that scored 110 points while shooting 63% from the free throw line and 29% from 3 yesterday. That could have been even worse than the final score indicated yesterday.
Miles Colvin to the floor. Elijah Perryman spots the loose ball. Colvin, catch and shoot, you bet. Miles Colvin has hit a couple threes off the bench as Cincinnati jumps in front. 15-12 with 9 straight points. They've opened 4 for 4 from deep.
You got a good look there at that Colvin three-point form. Comes out of his hand very smooth, in rhythm, knocks it down.
Now, there's no reason to believe that Miles Colvin can't have, I don't want to say a breakout year, because I kind of felt like he did that in some ways at Wake Forest last year after not getting the run he probably felt like he could have gotten at Purdue, and that's understandable when you're behind Braden Smith, the all-time assist leader in the history of the NCAA, and Fletcher Lawyer, a great three-point shooter. We've got a timeout here. I guess this is our under 16 with 16 and change left. Cincinnati by 3. Back here at the Baha Mar Hoops Summer League, Cincinnati 9 straight points. They've opened 5 of 6 from the field, 4 for 4 from distance. And they have taken the 15-12 lead here over the Calgary Dinos, Canadian collegiate squad. Kai Fleming is back in this game. And he is a force defensively as he forces Calgary into a giveaway.
That's the one. Kai Fleming is gifted offensively as a scorer and a passer. If he can bring the defense up to that level and provide that type of ball pressure, Chris, it's going to be hard to keep him off the floor. Even when Tylen Riley comes back.
Again, a good problem to have, right? You'd rather have what feels like too many dudes
players,
instead of feeling like you don't have enough dudes. And obviously, the competition here, I would say it's probably a step below most mid-majors that are going to be on
probably a low major type team,
yeah, something similar to that. So you don't parade around by wearing out the scoreboard by any means, but you do see the pieces and how they all might fit against similar talent competition. And obviously Cincinnati will see a whole lot of that in the Big 12 and among some tough games out of conference as well. Fleming turns it over.
Got to get that one up. You're throwing it to a 6'10" big going to the rim. Can't throw it flat and let somebody's arms get up and get in the way.
DeAndre Francis. It's off the back iron from Chijoki. Here comes MJ Collins. Kicking to Miles Colvin, and he hits another one.
That's what he made me look bad yesterday. That's what we're talking about today.
And what'd you say, something around 70% on threes in practice?
Yeah, about 68% from three in practice over 8 weeks.
Cincinnati has yet to miss on 5 3-point attempts early in this game. Hastings into the front court after corralling the miss.
And that's, more importantly, that's not like unguarded. That's in 5-on-5 action.
Here's your heat check, and he fills up another one.
Thank you, Miles. I had a talk with him about it. You made me look bad yesterday. He said, I got you.
I'll tell you, one of the great moments in this brief history of Baha Hoops, courtesy of Miles Colvin, a terrific buzzer beater last year to help Wake avoid a loss against Memphis in a beautifully drawn-up play. As Fleming draws a foul, had an and one earlier, and will take a couple of free throws here. And kind of in a blink of an eye, it's a 15-0, 18-3 Cincinnati run to create some separation.
And what, 3 of those from Colvin. He's got 4, but in that run, 3 of 3. And the nice thing about it is compact form, quick trigger, doesn't need a lot of space. If you can get him the ball with enough position to get the shot off, there's a good chance it's going in, and doesn't need a whole lot of preparation, doesn't need shot preparation, just gets it and gets it out of his hand. And you know his dad is, right? Rosie Colvin. Roosevelt Colvin played for the Patriots, Purdue star.
By the way, Purdue fans absolutely love Miles Colvin. Not often do you have a guy leave your program, and I think they left on good terms.
Yeah.
No question about it. And they almost played each other here in this event last year. But, when Colvin hit that buzzer beater in a Wake Forest uniform, there were a bunch of Purdue fans in the crowd, and you would have thought that he just hit one for the Boilers. So there's a lot of love for Miles Colvin there in West Lafayette. A lot of it has to do with his dad and the legacy left, but
you can tell already from his time in Cincinnati. Great personality, mild-mannered, fits in well with the team. One of those kids that everybody seems to like, and I think Cincinnati fans, especially, he shoots 70% from 3. Oh, he can't make them all. He shoots 70% from 3, everybody's going to love him.
Well, 70% from 3 means he's missing at least 3 out of 10.
Right. 4 of 5 you can take. That's 80%. That's over his average.
I mean, he has the green light to keep firing until he misses.
Absolutely.
Kai Fleming at the free throw line here.
Can't see it right now, but getting it talked to by Johnny Hill over on the sidelines. Double Purdue. Johnny Hill, a former Boilermaker.
Listed as the defensive coordinator of this Cincinnati team.
And make no mistake, that's exactly what he is. Jared Calhoun lets him and Manny Robinson, he lets them run the defense. And he kind of keeps a close eye and makes suggestions when they're practicing defense. But those two guys run this defense in practice every day.
How about that pass in between the wickets? The three's not falling like they were in the early going for Calgary. Fleming lost it. And here comes Perryman. A finger roll finish for Elijah Perryman.
This is a big event for Elijah Perryman with Tylen Riley out to show he's got what it takes to run this offense consistently. He played and played a solid number of minutes for Utah State last year, but they had a starting point guard. And he was kind of the young kid they were, grooming to come up. He's got a chance now to show he can be a point guard number one.
Fleming has had a lot of success going downhill. He'll take his 6th and 7th free throw attempts already of this game on the other side. Football season is near. Cincinnati's up a couple of touchdowns here on the hardwood. Back here at the Baha FloHoops Summer League, where Cincinnati's in the midst of a 22-2 stretch. 9 of their last 10 from the field. And Akai Fleming putting together a free throw clinic on his own. He's taken now all 6 of them for the Bearcats.
They shook off what we were talking about yesterday, the Bearcat free throw curse of generations, and look much better at the line today.
Maybe all they needed to do is schedule a game against the Calgary Dinos.
Or just get Akai Fleming to the line every time. That really, if you go back to why didn't the Wes Miller era work? Guards getting to the free throw line was maybe the biggest reason. They just didn't have enough offense from that element of the game. Jared Calhoun went out and got not only guys that get to the free throw line, but guys that shoot an incredibly high percentage from the free throw line. And that makes those scoring droughts less profound as you go through a season. "24-2 run in 5 minutes and 45 seconds. It's
too
pretty
shabby.
solid.
Short on the 3. Hastings is out of the game. That's Mahaffey on the defensive glass. Lots to like about Mahaffey and the energy he brought yesterday. Transfer from Akron.
Moeller High School, Cincinnati native.
two-bid MAC last year with the great run Miami, Ohio had.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun to watch.
Known Travis Steele for a long time. It's good to see. The UC fans are going to be mad at me for this. It's good to see the year that they put together and him bounce back. It didn't go the way he wanted at Xavier. That's why Cincinnati fans don't like me talking about it.
You know,
but he found some success at Miami, found a formula that works for him at Miami.
the teardrop falls into the lap of Mahaffey. This is Travion Carson lining up and knocking down a three. The North Dakota State transfer hit a few of those yesterday, and I could tell he's a big X factor for you this year.
I think his defense and rebound, he a 6'2" guard averaged over 6 rebounds a game last year for North Dakota State. He was their, go-to guy in a lot of fashion, and was all-conference defense player of the year, and has shown he can make some shots, hit a couple threes yesterday as well.
This incredible run continuing on here, 27-2 as the Bearcats do turn it over. But
I mean, you're
you
not
remember that 6-point lead Calgary built?
Yeah. it evaporated quickly. But if you're Travion Carson, when the announcer's praising you, don't throw it to the other coach. I mean, it was a great pass.
A lot of newcomers. He's still learning who's on his team and who's not.
I mean, Dan Van Horen, it's kind of, he didn't make the play.
You got to make them in August if you want your guys to execute later in the year. No question. Another miss. Calgary hasn't scored in almost 4 minutes. Elamine. Mahaffey. One more, Elamine, straight away.
He had the hot hand yesterday. A little bit off on that first one.
Addie Elamine, 4 made threes, 14 points in 17.5 minutes yesterday. He'll exit alongside David Aweze. Tejada on a catch and shoot. Left it short. Little hesitation there. I think he was surprised how open he was. He'll penetrate this time. Perryman, deep one.
I don't know if that's the one you wanted off of that ball movement. Little deep, hand in his face. Might want to reset the action there and get back into things as opposed to forcing one up.
Off the glass and in for Daniel Chijoki. Tejada on a pocket pass. Well, seeing a lot of held jersey there, but nothing comes of it.
I thought he was going to get the and one there for sure, but it's something he was really good around the rim at George Mason. Has struggled a little bit right at the point of attack, finishing the first 2 days here.
Well, you know how much size and athleticism you'll see in the low post in the Big 12. That'll be an adjustment for sure. As the 3-ball drops in for Josiah Francis. Calgary clawing back within 14 here after a remarkable Cincinnati run. Across the floor, it's Carson. Top side, Riley. Rips the cords on a 3.
He can do that now. You leave him open at the top of the key, he is going to put it down more often than not.
No struggles from the perimeter for Cincinnati in this first half. And a foul. That'll take us to a timeout here with an even 8 minutes to play in the opening 20. Cincinnati up 17. Back here in Nassau, 8 minutes left in the first half. A couple of free throws coming for the Calgary Dinos, trailing Cincinnati 36-19. You look at the early box score. The Bearcats 65% from the field. 8 of their 11 makes from three-point territory. Would you be surprised if Cincinnati averaged around 10 three-point makes a game this season? Is that a bit much?
I would only say maybe in that Jared Calhoun's system is not known for taking a lot of threes. Generally in the low 20s to mid 20s in terms of number of attempts.
So that would be a ridiculous percentage.
It would be a very
to ask
high
for
percentage.
10 a game.
But I will say, I think this is a team that has a bunch of competent three-point shooters. So that number could rise. If it gets up 27, 28, then yeah, I could see 10 being a normal expectation.
I'll tell you what, they've got 9 and 12 and a half minutes here. Travion Carson hitting his second. And Mahaffey boards another miss. Alan Spack in and out with a foul on the Bearcats. On to Kai Fleming, who has not shied away from any physicality in this one.
That's the thing I like about Akai's. You know, some of those guys that get that offense first label, you wonder what's the toughness like? What's the effort like? What's the, the want to like? He's picked it up. He's been very aggressive. Could have maybe been a little more gentle with that forearm to the back on that one, but I don't mind it. I like seeing guys get that physicality.
There goes Mahaffey off the glass and in.
Eric, you got to put that bad boy down. I know he saw the defender coming on an angle. You got to throw that bad boy down.
2 points no matter which way you slice
Yeah,
it.
counts 2 points either way.
Well, maybe that's how you find your way on the SportsCenter top 10 in the month of August.
Exactly.
Not a whole lot going on right now.
I mean, I was trying to get us on SportsCenter.
I know. Fran Frasillo's here. He's got to know some people in that department. Alan Spack.
There you go.
Off the window and in.
Fran could have put in a call on that one if Mahaffey would have cocked the hammer.
Another 7-0 run put together by Cincinnati. Final 6 minutes here of the opening 20. That's off the window and good for Matas Editis.
Jared Calhoun talking to his defensive masterminds. I don't think he was thrilled with that straight line drive to the rim.
Calgary 7 of 20 from the field. That was only their third 2-point make of this first half. Alan Spack, Euro step, missed the flip.
He tried to get a little cute going lefty there. Might have had a better chance staying with the right in front of the rim.
This is a 5-on-4. Tejeda on a long-range 3. That's the 10th for Cincinnati in 15 first-half attempts.
Yeah, they'll get to 10 a game easy.
Another takeaway for Cincinnati, their 6th steal, and a big collision at midcourt. As Mahaffey steamrolled Josiah Francis. Dan Van Horen arguing that maybe the foul should have been upgraded there.
They called it out of bounds.
No foul.
No foul. Called it out of bounds. I think he maybe wanted a foul. I think he also gave him the, look at the score. They're doubling us up. Can we get a call? I don't blame him. They'll work the officials a little bit.
I tell you, it's been tough for Calgary to figure out Cincinnati and what they've done on the offensive end. How about 62% from the field, 10 three-point makes, plus 11 on the glass, and they've assisted on 12 of their 15 makes. For a team that doesn't have a ton of minutes continuity, in fact, none at all, it has to be a welcome sight seeing the way the Bearcats have shared the basketball so far these first 15 minutes of the game. All right, so 4:58 left in this first half. It'll be Cincinnati basketball.
Coach Calhoun getting a look at Akai Fleming with his other 4, what look to be the primary starters for this team, and see how Akai handles this. And he makes make that point guard race an even tighter battle as we head towards the season.
Miles Colvin driving inside. His first 2-point attempt, and he gets fouled. Free throws coming for the Wake Forest transfer. A dozen for Miles Colvin, leading Cincinnati in scoring on 4 made threes.
Another very smooth, comfortable free throw stroke. You know who had the type of breakout year that I think Colvin can have this year? MJ Collins last year at Utah State.
That's a great point.
Coming from Virginia Tech and Vanderbilt, where he played, but he never really found that upper echelon role. He goes to Jared Calhoun last year, and Calhoun makes him an 18-point-a-game scorer. I think Miles Colvin has that type of breakout potential this year.
Yeah, no question. Now, the talent, physicality, athleticism has always been there for Miles Colvin. And not to say that he hasn't been a
He's been solid.
Really terrific player. I mean, second on Wake Forest at more than 11.5 points per game last year, but well said. I think, you know, maybe you could balloon that number up to around 15 points a game and have a better 3-point percentage.
And that's kind of where Collins was coming to Utah State. He was good, right around double digits, played an important role at Vandy and at Virginia Tech, and then, you know, really had that star turn last year. And Colvin, I think, is just a perfect fit for that, alongside MJ Collins now.
Tejada sticking with it to extend the lead up to 50-23. Another steal. Collins, the patience and the finish.
Smart. I'm okay with that. That one, you know, that could have got ugly with a contest at the rim there, unlike the Mahaffey layup earlier.
Djordjevic misses badly. It's a 3-on-1. Colvin.
Bang, bang.
Yes, sir. 5 first-half threes and 17 points for Miles Colvin.
He's shooting 22-foot layups right now.
That's how it feels, right? You just got a pretty good feeling it's going in when he lets it fly.
Like I said yesterday, he had a stretch about a week and a half ago. In 5-on-5 action, he made 15 of 17 threes.
Fleming tries.
15 of 17 over 2 days in live action. It's like, is he ever gonna miss?
Ripped away. Fleming to the goal for a 2-hand finish.
That's how you win a battle. For playing time, defense, staying in a passing lane, keeping your head up, playing hard.
Got a reach-in foul to take us to our final first-half stoppage here with 2:27 to play. Bearcats in the midst of another big run, 21-2. It's 57-23. .227 left in this first half. Cincinnati pummeling the Calgary Dinos, 57-23. It's an open corner three out of the timeout that rattles off and falls to Aweze, who's back in the game for the Bearcats.
It's the Utah State lineup.
Yeah,
Perryman,
this has got
Collins.
a Logan type of feel. Why not? Miles Colvin with a first half 20-piece on 6 made threes.
Colvin, the only guy that didn't play at Utah State last year that's on the floor right now for the Bearcats, and he gets a 20 spot.
I mean, Utah State was a Miles Colvin away from a Sweet 16.
I mean, they were, Tommy Lloyd will tell you, they annoyed the heck out of Arizona last year in that round of 32. Arizona couldn't put them away.
Perryman feeds Aweze, and he scores it off the window.
He's an important guy, David Aweze, for this group. You need that third big. You don't think of the importance of that third big until you really get into a season, you get into the grind. You need somebody that's going to be able to come in and give you 3-4 minutes a half, give you a segment every half to spell your two primary bigs, and you need to have confidence that you have that guy. This is a big trip for Aweze. Redshirted last year.
Collins pops a three. You bet. They're raining here for the Bearcats at Baha Mar. 13 for Cincinnati from long range.
29% yesterday from three. 68.4% on 19 attempts today.
Water has reached its level.
And Calhoun talked to the team about that yesterday after the game and said, don't worry about that. Like, if we move the ball and we take open shots, the three-point percentage is going to be there. They have moved the ball, I think, exceptionally well today. They've made the extra pass, they've made the right pass, and they found the open look. And then you knock it down. That makes it even better.
They have held Calgary to just 7 of 27 from the field and make it 7 of 28 off a missed shot, and it belongs to the Bearcats. And now you get to see an end of half scenario with this 5 on the floor. Aweze denied underneath. Maybe not an end of half type possession, although they'll get one more crack at it here in the final seconds. Perryman, a little too much. Nonetheless, Cincinnati 13 first half threes. They end the first half on a 29-2 run. A terrific 20 minutes of hoop put together by the Bearcats. Just scratching at the surface here a few months before the regular season. We'll step aside for the halftime break. It's all Bearcats in the Bahamas.
y'all ask me if I can help my godchild, but I never been to the church, you know. I never sang or nothing. They never even tell the baby daddy has a godfather. If I can get the child, you know, fixed, then I can look at her child. Yeah, the fucking everything, then I have fixed. You know, I say my money talk for child. This thing goes around up there.
remember when the ball goes into the paint. You get paint touches, kickouts to open threes, you're going to shoot a high percentage. That's what we saw in the first half.
This is Fleming getting right back to work with a dozen points and a lot of downhill action from Fleming in this game.
He has really, really come on over the last couple weeks. It's been fun to watch him find his place at his new location. And Elijah Perriman, he's got some competition coming for him for that backup point guard spot once Tylen Riley gets back.
Fleming picked up by Thomas. Colvin launches and knocks down his 7th three of the game.
Automatic. We said 22 feet layups. It's such a good looking form. Ball comes out of his hand clean. If he's got his feet set, it's almost surprising when it doesn't go in.
He is clearly a gifted shooter as Chijoki hits the turnaround from the baseline. He led Wake Forest at almost 90% at the free throw line last year.
Thought he was going to get that bounce.
Well, he didn't look as comfortable on that one. And got a foul. Gabe Vig tried to skip it in. Partially blocked by Aweze. Carson lobs. Colvin crushes it. They could do that too.
That's the thing we're talking about a lot about his three-point shooting. He is a high flyer when he gets downhill towards the rim. Great job by Carson there, finding him.
Is it fair to think that Miles Colvin might be the best dunker and a three-point shooter on this team?
Maybe, yeah.
Tejada.
Tejada says, hold on, hold on.
He's got 3 of those.
Don't leave me out. I can shoot the 3 ball a little bit as well.
Cincinnati now up to 15 for the game.
Eric Mahaffey would also like a word on the best dunker.
Yeah, he's an athletic finisher too.
But the reverse windmill from Colvin yesterday was probably the best dunk of the event so far.
Elijah Thomas hitting the free throw line for a pair here for Calgary. The Dinos just 25% from the field and 4 out of 16 from the three-point line. They are perfect at the free throw line, 5 for 5. Yeah, and he hits both. Yeah, Hastings back in the ball game here. Colvin dishes, and that's good. Travion Carson hits his 3rd.
They have not skipped a beat from first half to the second. And again, it's ball movement, it's spacing, it's finding the open position. And more importantly, maybe most importantly, having your feet set, having your shoulders squared, being in shooting position on the catch to get that ball up on the rim clean. Not a lot of shuffling of the feet.
Thomas hits a 3. He had missed his first 4, but after watching a couple free throws go in, he found that touch.
Amazing what happens when you get to the line.
Cincinnati sends 4 guys to the scorer's table, getting ready to check in.
We got a piece of that one, maybe. Good contest that time by Daniel Chijoki.
I mean, he's right where you said he is. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, 70%.
MJ Collins.
I didn't think he'd get
In the
10,
game?
10 up today, but
He got 10 up with, he might have time to get another
got a
handful
long time
up.
to go.
Cincinnati put 110 on Victoria yesterday. You figure they'll get close to that number by the time it's all said and done in this one. And a reach-in foul.
Getting a little ticky-tack here.
I agree.
Let them play. It's they allowed a lot of physicality early into the first half, and then in the start of the second, we're seeing it get a little tighter. And now we've got something we have not seen over these 2 games with Cincinnati, and that's Riley Allensbach and Jaden Hastings in the game together, along with Elamine and Mahaffey. This is what we call the big lineup, I think. 2 centers, a 4, a combo forward, and a 2 guard with MJ Collins, the only guard on the floor.
Definitely one of the more lengthier 5s that Jared Calhoun has rolled out there in these 2 exhibitions.
I mean, I think this is as big as they could probably go. I don't know that they could go any bigger unless you're going to try to put Aweze, Allensbach, and Hastings on the floor together, and I don't think so.
Mahaffey, almost 8 points per game as a true freshman at Akron last year. Had 8 points, 4 boards, and the Zips
He's a redshirt freshman last year.
redshirt freshman last year.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, his first full year on the floor in college basketball. Showed a lot of promise. Had 8 points, 4 boards in 18 minutes against Texas Tech in the big dance.
He's an important spark plug, I think, for this Cincinnati team this year. You hear a lot of coaches talking about energy givers versus energy takers. Mahaffey is that energy giver. He comes in, he's going to rebound, he's going to defend, he's going to run the floor. He can shoot the 3 a little bit. He's a guy that you're going to enjoy seeing come off the bench for the Bearcats.
Timeout here with 15:54 to play. Big lead for Cincy in the Bahamas. with 15:54 left in Cincinnati's Baha Hoops exhibition season. The Bearcats still shooting 66% from the field as MJ Collins has a steal and draws a foul. Free throws coming for the Utah State transfer.
He's such a big addition. He's part of the 5 for 5 case in Ohio. He had every intention of, if he was going to get an extra year, playing for Jared Calhoun again after what Calhoun did for him last year. And he gives this team kind of a number one. You know, I wasn't sure who the number one was before MJ was cleared. And now, you know, you look at it, and yes, you've got a group where there's a lot of guys that can lead you in scoring, a lot of guys that can be the guy on any given night. But I feel like on every given night, you expect MJ Collins to be a positive impact.
17.5 point per game scorer last year, 81% free throw shooter. Was the Mountain West Tournament MVP. We saw his numbers improve significantly. Went from 7.5 points per game as a junior at Vandy to the 17.5 at Utah State under Jared Calhoun last year. And the hope is that he can put together similar numbers this season. Maybe not going to be asked to score as much as he was at Utah State with more talent around him at Cincinnati, but that doesn't mean that he can't take over certain games with his scoring ability.
And look, I don't think you need him to be at 17, 18 points a game, but if he's at 15 regularly with the pieces around him, that's going to be a very, very valuable piece in the Big 12.
Mahaffey over to Hastings for the two-hand finish. Jaden Hastings throws it down. Five points for Hastings, who alters the shot on the other end.
And they're staying with the big lineup here out of that timeout.
Offensive foul. MJ Collins was out of control.
When Dan Van Horen came all the way out here, wasn't happy with this call right here on the baseline. The officials, the whistle has gone very much in his favor. So he gave a point up to the scoreboard. Hey, we're down 40. Come on, get a little love, get a little love here.
It is a little strange to see how many fouls are on Cincinnati less than 6 minutes into this second half. And that will put Calgary in the bonus.
Give Calgary credit. They're doing a better job in this second half, moving the Cincinnati defense. Attacking space, getting near the rim, picking up some, getting guys like Riley Allen's back there, getting him up in the air, making him pay.
Not always easy to put together plus 42 halves like Cincinnati did in the opening 20 minutes as Tejada and Perryman check back in.
You're going to see that one in film a couple times.
Another foul. Tejada picking that one up. And the shooting foul will put Elijah Thomas back there. What are you hearing about what the non-conference schedule might look like for Cincinnati?
Couple interesting exhibition games. I think that are you know, I really like the addition of these into. We've gotten away from super secret scrimmages.
Thankfully.
The worst. They're going to play Ohio State at the Linder Family Tennis Center in October on the outdoor court. They're going to put a basketball court in. Cincinnati's going to play Ohio State, and Xavier and Dayton are going to play in that game. And then there's an exhibition against Illinois scheduled for Fifth Third Arena that third week of October.
Those will be some great tests early on.
So those will be some great tests. You've got an MTE that'll pit them against Georgia and Boston College. So Luke Murray's first year at Boston College. That'll be a good one. And Xavier, obviously, in the crosstown shootout. They are going to Dayton. That's not going to be an easy one. Going and playing the Flyers. Clemson at Heritage Bank Arena. Tickets went on sale for that one, or the release for that one was today. And I think those are the big names. Oh, and Minnesota also at Fifth Third Arena as well. So those are the Power level teams that they'll be playing. And then some good mid-majors on that schedule as well. You've got Monmouth, who's usually got a strong program, Marist, Bethune-Cookman, Green Bay. So we'll get a Doug Gottlieb sighting.
Yeah, Doug Gottlieb sighting. How about that? Not on the headset. Speaking of Boston College, the BC transfer Jaden Hastings throws down another second half dunk. Seven points now for Hastings in a dozen minutes. Hastings a block on the other end, and last touched by the Dinos.
I've been impressed to see Hastings' ability to step in as a leader on this team. It's difficult. Everybody's new. Who's going to step up? Who's, you know, and you anticipate the Utah State guys. I talked about this a little yesterday. Those guys are young. You know, you don't really, other than MJ Collins, and he got here late, you didn't really have anybody that you knew could step in and be a leader, and Hastings has embraced that role and been one of the more vocal guys in practice every day.
A timeout on the floor with 11:52 to go. Cincinnati up 47 on Calgary.
That's on the foul if I looked at. They look but don't touch. Put them white down, cherry vibe, open right now. The nasty thing of them.
Back in Nassau at the Baha FloHoops Summer League. 11:52 left. Cincinnati 87-40 over the Calgary Dinos. Elijah Perryman with a step and a finish.
Quick. If he can get downhill and turn the corner. And you saw he knew exactly when he had the advantage, and that's something Jared Calhoun's looking for in his offense. Find the advantage and attack it, turn that corner straight to the rim and a blink for the layup.
6 points, 4 assists as the turnaround drops through for Josiah Francis. Tejada sticks another 3. His 4th of the game. And for Cincinnati, they're 17th.
He might try to catch Colvin before this thing's over.
Miles Colvin is back on the floor. Francis with the step around.
Some good footwork there for the big fella.
Textbook. Now Hastings will go to work on Francis. Trying to spin on him, picked up his dribble, found an open Miles Colvin.
Oh.
He has come back down to earth a little bit here in the second half. But like anything here at this resort, gambling, shooting, it's streaky.
It's streaky, ups and downs.
Tejada boards the miss. Cincinnati races into the front court. Perryman step back 3 on the money.
So confidence boost here from Elijah Perryman in the second half.
Up to 9 points with those 4 assists.
Colvin almost had a chance for a highlight reel dunk.
Instead, gets taken to the rim by Francis, who's now got a dozen for the Dinos. Calgary showing much better fight. They've already matched their entire point total from the first half. Perryman trying to get downhill, fades, fires, missed it off the back iron. Calgary saves it in. Open corner pop. In and out as Hastings rips it away. And a timeout taken by Cincinnati.
Calhoun wasn't exactly enthused with the pace that they had kind of settled into.
There is something to be said about being up so much in a game and feeling like you really don't have to do more. But as a head coach, you want to see your team sustain the intensity for all 40 minutes because it's rare before the month of October to play somebody other than yourself. So this is quite the opportunity for this group. It's going to be another couple months before they play another team again.
Yeah, we talked about it out from the onset. They finished a little slow yesterday. They looked like the fatigue maybe got to them a little bit yesterday as well. So I'm sure he wants to regroup and say, hey, like, we got 3 weeks off starting in 8 minutes and 39 seconds. Guys are going to get to go home, get to spend a little time with their families. The summer program is over. Give me what you got for the next 9, just under 9 minutes, and then you guys can relax for a couple weeks.
Well, the number is still excellent for Cincinnati on the offensive end. Haven't seen a drop off there. 63% from the field, 18 of 29. That's good for 62% from 3, and 11 of 13 at the free throw line.
Only 5 of 10 from 3 this half. Disappointment after, what you saw in the first 20 minutes. guy's got to get it together.
Talk about setting a bar at an unrealistic height.
13 of 19 from 3 isn't sustainable?
Maybe if you played teams from Canada all the time.
You're like the American authority on Canadian hoops at this point.
I mean, it makes me kind of want to follow it a little bit. Corner 3 misfired. Elamine couldn't fill it up. And only his second attempt of the game.
That's going to be the fun part of this Jared Calhoun offense. You don't know who's going to be the guy that day more often than not. Elamine looked like a world beater yesterday. Hasn't really been the guy with his number called today a whole lot.
And I think that's what you hope to see out of guys is just figuring out consistency. Tejada. Not that time. A deep 3. Won't go. Offensive rebound inside. And a circus shot put back for Daniel Chijoki.
Go gadget arms for Addy Elamine there. I thought that was going out of bounds for sure.
Perryman picks up his dribble. Allen Spack inside. Turns right. Finds Elamine weaving down the lane to lay it in.
And there's that constant motion. The ball very easily could have stuck there, but Elamine makes the cut to the rim, flashes in front of Allen Spack, gives him an outlet, easy layup. You get another week in paradise, huh?
I do, and we've only got 2 games left after this one. We've called 9 across the last 3 days. Not a bad deal.
It's a tough gig.
And folks at BD Global really know how to treat a guy. Elamine kicks. Mahaffey raises. Allen Spack did everything he could to haul in the offensive rebound. That missed everything. Here come the Bearcats. Elamine lobs, and Perryman's not that tall.
That's not the guy you dial up for that. Did we skip the under 8?
Maybe we just talked through it.
I've been known to do that before.
I'm okay with it. Keeps the flow moving. Here on Flow. Flow probably
segue.
got some.
It's a great segue.
Got some added viewership from the Cincinnati, Ohio area these last couple of days. Perryman. Couldn't finish that dunk.
The little guy.
With big hops. Pull-up 3 won't go, but a foul. And it's an over-the-back foul on the Dinos, giving it back to Cincy.
And what are they upset on the bench? That was a two-hand discard.
$97.50. Mahaffey knifing. Elamine spots up in the corner and rattles in the 19th Bearcat triple of the afternoon.
Good reset from Cincinnati on offense that time.
Calgary, they've hit their fair share of threes. That is their 8th.
It feels like more, doesn't it?
Doesn't it feel like more? I think it's just been such a high frequency among their made shots. Only made 18 shots for the game, but 8 of them have been threes. Five on the timer. Perryman pulls from way outside.
It wasn't necessary, I don't believe.
And then commits the foul on Djordjevic going back the other way.
Could have been an extra pass or two there. You didn't need the contested 27-footer from EP. The next 440, I'd like to see a little bit more of the look to Aweze down low. Let the young fella get some live action against some of these big men. MJ Collins goes no headband.
Might unlock a different MJ Collins that way.
Or take away his superpowers. We don't. Did he start the headband at Utah State? Is that where he really popped off?
Are we sure that's MJ Collins? Travion Carson to the corner. No headband.
See, lost his superpowers.
Fleming misses everything on the step back.
That was not a pretty offensive possession for Cincinnati.
After that made three, it's now 35-35 since halftime.
Yeah. Seen a lot of different lineup combinations for Cincinnati. They've mixed it up a little bit, but it's gotten sloppy.
It has. Cincinnati will try and put forth the better effort. The final 3 minutes and 46 seconds of this game. Already to 100 points. All right, final stretch here for Cincinnati in the Caribbean at the Baha Mar Hoops Summer League. Cincinnati has not had the same offensive efficiency we saw in the opening 20 minutes. 48% in this second half. Let's dip their game shooting numbers a bit, down to 56% from the field. I mean, it was going to be tough to replicate
Sure.
the 65-point first half, but I think Jared Calhoun would like to see a little bit better from his guys in the future?
I don't think the defensive intensity has been the same, and that affects your offense. You're not getting the deflections and the steals and some of the runouts and the easy baskets that, you know, can spark runs. I think they've kind of sat back a little bit more and been a little bit more passive in the zone and the passing lanes, and that leads to teams getting a little bit of a rhythm offensively. And offensively, it's been basically feels like 3-ball or nothing for most of the second half as well. Difference being, first half they made them, second half not so much.
Around the world and down for Francis, who's got 17 for the Dinos, who have scored 10 in a row here.
Question though, if you're coach, do you maybe want to see this at the end? You get a little tape where everything's not all peaches and cream for your team?
I think so. I mean, you come and play in an event like this to kind of identify your strengths and weaknesses. Got an issue with the net there, but nobody seems to care too much to fix it right now.
2:14 left in the day.
No, we don't need to go into a net delay this late in a lopsided
no.
early August exhibition game, huh?
No more games left for you today. You get to exit, maybe get back to the room, get a little beach time, maybe a nap.
Certainly some time in the day for it as the Dinos drop in another tray. They've got 10 now on the game, 6 of 12 in this second half. That misses everything.
Grant Derbyshire getting a look.
And he lost it on the baseline. Also get a look at Deshaun Vaden, the great story he is, transferring in from Division III Mount Union. Only started playing basketball seriously a few years ago.
There you go. That's fixed. Vaden got a little bit more time yesterday than we've seen today. Calhoun wanting to push his guys a little bit today before they get some time off. Time off a lot different for these kids now.
Sure is.
They got a little change in their pocket, a lot more than they used to have.
You know, if I were that age though, like I'd want somebody hiding that from me and just giving me enough to, you know, make ends meet, right?
I also wouldn't. I also might be like, you know, 3 or 4 more days here at Baha Mar doesn't sound terrible.
But it'll add up and you know, gash your NIL pretty quickly.
Oh,
I mean, he just might surface on a. Oh man, Derbyshire and.
I mean, he spun around, tried to bait him into a foul. He flopped. The 3-ball goes in. There's 59 seconds left. What are we doing? What do we do?
We're playing basketball, as the song goes.
It's my favorite sport.
Calgary will start to empty its bench a little bit. Elamine for 3. Number 20 for Cincinnati in this game. Catch and shoot from the corner. And knocked out by Cincinnati.
Hold for 1 here.
No way. Not the way this game has gone. This might have 5 more possessions here. And the Dinos turn it over. Now you think about holding, right?
Probably. Might want to dribble this one out. running a set.
Why not? It leads to an open flush underneath for Elamine. Time expires.
Pleasure,
it sure has. Appreciate you jumping on, my friend.
Not a problem.
Cincinnati, 107-66. Our coverage continues Saturday when the South Carolina Gamecocks make their way to the Baha FloHoops Summer League.